Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach, and I work with sensitive, self reflective souls who are ready to choose growth. I have an intuitive message for you about your spiritual journey this week, and your first card gives us the theme of what you're going to be seeing this week. We have the Justice card. Now, this card is a reminder that there is a higher law, that there is a higher order to what's going on. I'm also getting the word alignment. So we're talking about aligning with the highest possible principle you can, the highest possible ideal. And being very cutthroat isn't the right word, but it's the idea of cutting. There's almost an absolutist kind of energy with this divine thing. Unapologetic. There we go. There's an unapologetic alignment with that divine order, with that higher ideal. But the important thing is that you notice that she's not speaking. Her lips are closed. Okay? So you don't have to prove or explain yourself when you're choosing to align with this divine order. You're just in alignment with it. And in fact, being in alignment with it actually means not speaking about it. It means just being it. Because the minute you speak about it, there's a kind of a separation. And when I say speak about it, I mean explain yourself, or have to prove yourself, or have to justify yourself. That's what I mean by speak it. Expressing something, expressing yourself in alignment is not what I'm talking about. Okay, we're kind of getting way out there here, because again, we're talking about a concept that's bigger than words. So let's keep going with your readings. All right, we've got the lady for your personal energy reading. Okay, look at the difference in their eyes. The lady is looking down on the earth, and the justice is looking out. So that, again, unapologetic out. So I love this Empress card, but for you right now, Sagittarius, the focus is too down. It's too down on the earth. It's too down on what's happening around you. Looking at everything that's there and trying to measure results in abundance that way. It's interesting because it's not really clear to me what the Empress is looking at. She's not clearly focused on anything. Whereas this energy is like uncompromising. I'm right here. I'm laser focused on this. This is the way it is. I'm also feeling a little bit of emotional energy with this Empress card, and it's not the positive emotional energy. It's the emotional energy that it gets you stuck. You're stuck in kind of a lower, a negative emotion maybe, or finding yourself there during pockets in the day. When that happens, it's because we've lost that connection with the higher picture, with the bigger picture, and we start looking at our own little world and how it's affecting us and what it's doing to us. And then we get those subjective personal emotions coming up rather than the impartiality of, okay, but this is really what's happening. This is why it's happening. Wow, I am super curious for the rest of your message because I just can't wait to see where we're going to go next. As I'm drawing your cards, I just wanted to say thank you again for joining me in this special time. Oh, boy. Okay, we've got Three of Pentacles. We've got Three of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and we've got the Chernunos. Now, justice looks at two sides of a situation, right? It's card number 11. 11 reduces to a 2 in numerology, and it's always about balance, the two sides. And right now, that balance from the Justice card is echoed in the Two of Pentacles card, where she's not quite sure which direction she wants to go. And what's so funny about the visual in this reading is you see these rocks here that look calmer, they're actually connected and they're on the same side as these. This with the three swords piercing through the heartwood of the tree. And then we've got this kind of dangerous looking situation here with a storm and a ship and a tumultuous sea. And then we've got this intense, and to me, he's scary looking figure. But the funny thing is, Sagittarius, is that the way it looks isn't the way it is. All right? This place that's so familiar to go, the heartache, where you feel so alone because of the way you feel, where you feel like nobody understands or you're not connected to anyone. The places where you cut yourself off from joy, the places where you cut yourself off from emotional flow that takes you to a better place. The places that you go that cut you off from sharing your gifts with the world. Any of those thoughts or emotions, that's a very familiar place. And it's because it's familiar, it feels safe. All right. But what it's not doing is helping you get to a different space, because here we have something amazing. This card, if you can harness the energy of this card properly, amazing things can happen. This represents the raw, fertile power of nature. And when we say nature, I'm thinking like human nature as well as nature around us. Natural primordial force. This is primal life force. Primal life force is part of what gives us our joy, part of what gives us that desire to expand and to be bigger and to be better and to take part in all life. Even though this card to me is so scary, there's a lot of green, a lot of healing, a lot of growth energy. And that's what this Empress card is trying to seek. You see all the green on her card? But this is more, this is deeper. So as you are willing to go into that raw energy that can be spontaneous and joyful, it's scary though, because how can I control that raw power? You know, fire is sometimes scary because it's hard to control. It's much safer to just go and stay on this rock where nothing changes, or where, you know, we're not growing anymore, rather than this intense green explosion out. So Sagittarius, we're talking in such big terms right now. The difference is staying safe, staying in those places that keep us small, or breaking out into this and tapping into that raw, huge, primal force. It is a bit of a crazy energy. It can make you do wild things. This is, you know, where you can dance wild into a frenzy, or you know, find yourself just in the middle of doing really funny things. Okay, let's pull it back into the Justice card. Because the Justice card is talking to us about balance. This energy can get out of balance. It can cause overindulgence. It can cause greed. It can cause fixation on the wrong thing. Pleasure seeking just for pleasure's sake. But it can also teach you how to harness that joy and that pleasure into something constructive, into something that actually grows. And that's the divine order we're talking about. So to achieve that growth, to achieve that forward movement, there is a willingness, there has to be a willingness to tap into that more natural, kind of body-oriented, wild energy. If you have any dramatic weather this week, like thunderstorms or even rainstorms, see if you can get yourself in it. Not to the point where you're in danger by being struck by lightning, but see if you can feel that raw primeval force of nature. That force is available to you in the form of joy, in the form of creative flow, in the form of forward movement and growth. It's the strength of that energy I want you to be able to feel outside of your body so that you know how to apply it within yourself, because you're poised for big growth here. I see very big growth. Even this card talks about the possibility of growth because these wounds are healed up here. But the difference is, Sagittarius, is that you're going back and forth between that safe thing and the wild thing. It's time to choose the wild thing. All right, Sagittarius. So that was a bit of a wild and crazy ride, but thank you for sharing that with me. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And you are more than welcome to check out soulguidancetarot.com for any future guidance needs. So I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great week.